Hi, good evening everyone, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Derek Tam and I'm very happy and excited to be here today to talk about our project, Trex. To give you a bit of background how we came to this juncture is really started as a personal journey of mine when my father's horse won the Hong Kong Gold Cup back in 1997. So I'm going to take you back just over 20 years in time.
一進入直路嘅時候，百勝威就有勁啊，仲係知唔知有條女講馬威？而家奔騰咧就上到第二位，跟住有雲中六話開始上啦，然後就有呢個聖智啦，埋嚟之後平平多啊，跟住有呢個成片嘅仲未有位出㗎，去到最後300米嘅時候，見到百勝威點樣轉出嚟，而家奔騰開始逼緊佢，跟住咧就有內裝嘅呢個雲中六位，然後中國亦都有多威同埋嘅平平多咁樣㗎，佢咧就有內裝嘅呢個雲中六位，然後中國亦都有多威同埋嘅平平多咁樣㗎，佢咧最後100米嘅時候，見到自己話平埋中間嘅奔騰啊，平平多啊，多威啊，然後就百勝威。 哇！鬥得好激烈啊！兩個多贏。
And that was B, collecting the Gold Cup. And that was the moment when I fell in love with horse racing. It was the first time I really felt the thrill of winning. And collecting the cup, I really felt that I was on top of the world. By being an owner myself, I've tried to recapture that moment, that winning feeling, ever since. And as you can see, I've had many, many wonderful moments during that course. In my opinion, being a horse owner in the winner's circle, nothing beats that in terms of giving you the pure exhilaration. No other sport can give you that feeling that I had that day. Moreover, being a winning horse owner can give you a lot of financial rewards. And what do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. This horse is called Vancouver. It was purchased for just under 200,000 Australian dollars, and after winning 4 of its 5 starts, it was sold to a reported 40 million Australian dollars, 200 times return, because it won the biggest race in Australia for the Golden Slipper. I had a chance to own that horse, but I refused. So I couldn't. After that horse won that race, I couldn't sleep for 5 nights. So not only do you get the thrill of winning, but also you have a chance to sell the horse at a much higher valuation when the time is right, or sell it for a very lucrative breeding career. So surely everyone would want to be an owner. Everyone who has an interest in horse racing would like to be an owner, right? Wrong. The reason is because being an owner costs a lot of money. It's a very expensive business. Average purchase price for a yearling is around 250,000 US dollars, and not everyone can afford that. And that's where we come in. That's why we want to revolutionize the sport like never before. So allow me to introduce you to Trex, the Thoroughbred Racing Exchange. It's the first distributed racehorse ownership trading platform in the world. Our vision is to try to leverage the power of blockchain to harness the capital and growth of this global horse racing industry. And how big is the market, you might ask? Would anyone like to hazard a guess? How big is the global horse racing industry that we're talking about? The market is huge. The answer is enormous. Every year, 170,000 races are held across 47 countries, employing 1.6 million people, generating just over $300 billion worth of economic impact to the world. According to the International Federation of Horse Racing Authorities, both prize money and betting turnover related to horse racing have been steadily increasing over the past decade, and that rising trend is not going to stop, it's continuing to stay. To give you another example of how popular horse racing is, last week the Melbourne Cup attracted just over 750 million people to watch that race, either on their TV or on their cell phones, over the course of 3.5 minutes of the race. There were just over 1.1 million Twitter impressions after the race, where racing fans were eager to express their opinions of the race straight afterwards. And that is the piece of the pie we want. It's not easy to get that piece of the pie. We need technology, and there are hurdles we need to come across. What are the hurdles? As I've already mentioned, the high cost of entry. The average price for owners to buy a racehorse is about $250,000. As well as high cost, there's also lack of information and data to help the owner to make the right choice. You need expert opinion. It's not good enough to just identify the horse with 4 legs and a tail. There's high risk involved. The biggest problem is that there's no centralized marketplace for buyers and sellers in the secondary market, so there's lack of liquidity. So as a result, the top ownership tiers are still dominated by the super rich, and we want to change that permanently. And we think that technology can be the disruptive force and breakthrough to revolutionize this industry. So what's our solution? It's quite simple in a way that we want to tokenize the assets, which are the horses, and then maintain, using blockchain to maintain records of ownership. There are 4 main records we want to keep: our token, holding structure, the DOCs, which is the digital ownership certificates, the track records of the horses, and the transaction. This is a brief flow diagram of the digital ownership smart contract we've got proposing. Basically, what we're trying to do is taking a physical asset, listing it onto our platform, turn it into digitized, tokenized asset, split it into digital ownership certificates, and make it available to our token holders to purchase. The easiest way to visualize this, I will use an analogy. Think of the stock market. Instead of companies, we replace them with horses, tokenized horses. Instead of shares, think of digital ownership certificates. Then you have our business model. Very much like the stock market, we can trade these shares on the digital platform. This is an example of our user interface. At the moment, you have likes of the Ferraris in motor racing. You have Manchester United in football. And with the Trex Racing Club, we try to build a community, allowing our users to communicate using discussion forums, and build a network. In the future, we have Trex as the biggest fan base for horse racing. In a nutshell, Trex is an interactive online to offline trading platform. It's going to offer rapid settlement, transparency, security, and accuracy by us being the neutral party and the conduit between buyers and sellers. We offer a 24/7 marketplace and increased liquidity and market coverage globally. This is an example of our token ecosystem that is designed to harness the person's inherent desire to win. That's the driving force. When you have a qualified industry professional selling the horse to our platform, as I showed in the previous slide, we tokenize the assets and allowing token holders to buy the DOCs. When the horses win at the racetrack and earn prize money, the prize money is redistributed back to the token holders and also develop the platform. Using existing or leveraging the existing sports media coverage, we basically gain a free marketing tool. When our horses win the big races, it gets media coverage, it gets into the news, it gets into TV, and we can further enhance our reputation and our growth for the whole economy, generating even more revenues, buying more horses, winning more races. But the platform doesn't just offer us the ability to transact. It's not just one transaction. It also enhances the ownership experience through technology. The fact is, no matter whether you own 0.1% of a horse or 100%, you can still have that immersive and interactive user experience. Because that racehorse is going to be your baby. Our technology will send users an encrypted QR code if you're a DOC holder, allow you to have voting rights to name your horse and also other important racing decisions. It will allow you to meet the racehorse in the stable. You'll be live streaming race videos whenever your horse races, as well as giving you VIP access at the racetrack when your horse races. It's a chance to live the dream and taste the good life that the privilege is enjoying at the moment. We want to offer it to the public. And this is our roadmap. After 72 months, our portfolio is expected to have 2,000 racehorses listed onto our platform. Our mobile and website applications will continue to develop, both in functionality as well as geographical reach. And at the time of maturity, at 72 months, the whole ecosystem is expected to be worth over $1 billion US. But building such a project is not going to be easy. We need a team of experts to help us along the way, as well as our very experienced management team, both from a trading technology background as well as the horse ownership background. We also have unparalleled experience from an advisor point of view. Just to highlight a few, we have Alex Frost there from the UK. He recently led a consortium of owners and bought the tote in the UK, as well as Tony Kelly, who is a recent executive director of racing of Hong Kong Jockey Club. They all lend the support to this project. But the person I really want to highlight is Guy Mulcaster from Mulcaster Bloodstock. You might not be familiar with his name, but you might be familiar with this racehorse called Wings. He's a Bloodstock agent who bought this racehorse, which is the world champion racehorse as ranked by Longines, who's won the 29 consecutive races, earning a total prize money of just over $22 million. He bought this horse for $230,000 4 years ago. That's enough for me singing Guy's praise. Let's hear from him, the person, our Chief Bloodstock Agent himself.
Guy Mulcaster, Managing Director of Mulcaster Bloodstock. We've sourced the winners of 46 Group 1 wins over the last 5 years. Amongst those have been World Champion mare Winks. She's won her last 29 races, including 21 Group 1 races. Amongst those being 4 Cox Plates and 3 Queen Elizabeths. Group 1 winners sought by Mulcaster Bloodstock include the Autumn Sun. He's won 3 Group 1s from his 6 starts at the races and been sold for an Australian record this year to Standard Arrowfield stud at the end of his racing career. We also bought Sacred Falls, Preferment, Kermadec, Unforgotten, and the list goes on. I believe TR Exchange is innovative and unique for the racing industry, and I'm very, very excited to be involved in the purchasing of horses for the TR Exchange. We think they're going to be great for the racing industry.
This is an exciting project. To launch Trex, we are looking for a soft cap of $10 million with a hard cap of $150. With the funds, we're looking to allocate 35% to the purchasing of bloodstock assets, both horses for racing or breeding, 35% for the upkeep of horses, 10% for platform and technology development, and the rest will go towards operational and marketing costs. So to briefly summarize, this is our vision and our goal. We want to lower barriers to entry and make racehorse ownership affordable to the public. Build a 24/7 trusted marketplace to maximize liquidity, generating further revenue from exchange fees. Make relevant data and information readily available to all users. Remove all geographical constraints by creating a homogeneous and borderless platform. Use technology to further enhance the ownership experience and promoting the sport of horse racing and make it even more widespread than its current form. To wrap things up, I want to leave you with a quote from Vince Lombardi, a Hall of Fame NFL coach, who said, winning isn't everything, but wanting to win is. That captures the concept and our vision. Thank you very much.